My name is Tom and welcome to WeaponsEducation.com, and in this video I'm going to focus on two topics. One, should you arm yourself and how often should you carry your gun? We're going to get a perspective from a Florida sheriff who came flat out and is urging citizens to arm themselves. We're going to talk about that. And two, can you afford the legal fees? Heaven forbid you have to defend yourself, and we'll briefly touch on that at the end. Okay? Now, let's talk about this, what's going on. Here's the title of the headlines of the news, Fox News, a couple of days prior to me making this video. And I quote, "This is war. Florida sheriff urges citizens to arm themselves in case of attack." What happened was, a couple of weeks ago, 5 people were murdered. Some nut job just went into his old workplace and just mowed down everyone and killed him. It's pretty normal news these days. And as a matter of fact, I drove around in a police car about a month ago, and I tell you, when you hear what's going on just a mile away from you or 5 miles away from you at any given time with the calls that come through on the radio, yeah, it's happening. And as a matter of fact, in South Florida, the crime, the tourism, not me, they like to keep the crime levels down and not in the paper. They don't like sheriffs saying what I'm about to tell you because they want the tourists to keep coming here and going to the beaches and stuff like that. But here we go. Here's what the sheriff said. "This is war. Florida sheriff urges citizens to arm themselves in case of attack." Throw in your comments, let me know what you think. Wayne Ivey, I-V-E-Y, you can Google it, Sheriff Wayne Ivey, posted a video on his Facebook 2 days after that deadly shooting I told you about of 5 people getting killed in Orlando. He quotes, "Folks, now more than ever is the time for our citizens to be prepared to serve as the first line of defense. Not only for them, but to their families." Unquote. Then he goes on to say other things with images in the background on his Facebook video of the Fort Lauderdale airport shooting. We know about that. And the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando. We know about that. But there's so many other shootings. The sheriff elaborates that the citizen, us, we are our first line of defense. Please, go get your license now. I've been saying it since day one of the channel. Whatever state you're in, there's different laws. Figure out what the laws are in your state to get your legal license to conceal and carry a gun. I'll continue on with what he said. "What's next to fully understand that this is war, and you better be prepared to wage war to protect you, your family, and those around you if attacked." The sheriff stressed that attackers rely on people running, hiding, and waiting for help. See what they do? Most people, unfortunately, they do not carry a gun. They think that by calling 911 as a shooter is mowing people down is going to save their life. The sheriff admits, right here, he quotes, "Calling 911 means officers are on their way, but until they arrive, it is up to you and those with you to neutralize or eliminate the threat." He encourages people to take self-defense classes, learn about your weapon, learn how to use it, and urge themselves with concealed weapons permits to carry their guns with them at all times. See, it's one thing to get your concealed license to carry a gun. That's another thing to carry your gun. As a matter of fact, I talk to so many people out and about, and I would say 95%, unfortunately, 97% of people do not carry a gun. And unfortunately, I think it's even like 98 or 9% for females. And they're more vulnerable than men because, for obvious reasons, the men are after them, and they're smaller framed human beings. They can easily be taken down, and the purses and this, that, and the other. So females, arm yourself. Men, us, all of us, we have to protect ourselves, our families. Please. And now the training. Coincidentally, tomorrow, I'm going for 10 days to Exeter, New Hampshire, to my favorite place to train, the Sig Sauer Academy. Now, I realize everybody in the country can't just split for 10 days and go train intensively 8 hours a day for that length of time. But what you can do in your area is to find some training courses, whether it's indoor or outdoors, and learn the basics. If you're new, start with a simple gun, a Glock 19, 9mm, something simple, and then you can get into other things, and you'll start to realize that shooting at the range, indoors or out, is therapeutic and enjoyable. But once you really start to carry your weapon, and I happen to be carrying, because I know it's going to come up today, is this beautiful Kimber from the custom shop, the stainless Raptor 2. Okay, and as you know, I have my own leather factory, and my preferred carry system is a shoulder holster with the mags pointed towards my belly button, so I can get my spare mag quickly, I can draw my gun quickly, and I can get on target. But you want to get trained till you know how to utilize that gun, how to change the mags with the gun in front of your face, and your eyes, keeping your eyes on the bad guy, on the target. So you want to get trained. If you want a link to my shoulder holster site, I'll put that below. Okay, I'll do that. I'll put that below. Let's go on and see what else he said. No matter who you are or what position you are on guns, there is no denying the fact that the only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun or a knife is an armed and well-prepared citizen of law or law enforcement officer. That's what Brevard County Sheriff Wayne Ivey, I-V-E-Y. All right, big thumbs up to you. And yeah, it's unfortunate we're living in times where the population, think of when you were kids. I don't know how old you are, but when you were, say, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 15 years old, and you can go ride your bicycle out all day and not worry about nothing. Your parents would, you just say, all right, I'll be home at dinner time, Mom. Now, with your parent, well, I would never let my children out. I have a 9 and an 11-year-old. I would never let them, just the two girls, go take off alone all day. It's a new society. Americans' population has doubled. There's a lot of people who are out of work in America. There's a lot of desperate people, and desperate people do desperate things, and there's a lot of crime. And there's a lot of bad people out there who will do anything for a couple $100. They're robbing the subway right up the block from me, like once a month it seems. And the pizza shops for cash, and they run in there with their guns and their masks for a couple $100. And a lot of convenience store clerks, and you're in the store, and they're taking everyone's watches, and the convenience stores are shooting people. The bank's getting robbed in South Florida. It's real. It's happening by the hour. It's just not in the news because we don't want tourism to be affected. I understand it. That's why I carry, and I've always carried my whole adult life, and I'm urging you to carry. That's the theme of this video. Second portion, throw in your comments. Do you have your license? Do you want to get one? If you don't know how to get one, figure out how to do it. Do you carry all the time? Like me, I carry all the time in the house. You know what? I walk around in my home. I'm in my home, different portion of my home. You haven't seen this, I don't think. Pretty much all the time. I just enjoy my shoulder holster. I just feel like, anything weird happens, I'm good. I'm also used to it. So it's like, I'm used to wearing my socks. I'm used to having my gun. That's just the way it is. Now, what happens if, heaven forbid, you do shoot someone in self-defense? Can you afford the legal team? Briefly, I want to tell you, and I've been saying this for years, I'm partnered up with CCWSAFE. And that's a legal organization. It's a contract you get. And I have to bring this to your attention because it's my obligation. Heaven forbid you shoot someone in self-defense. You better have some cash on hand to defend yourself, especially if it's a gray area, you know, and who knows, you know. You need a good attorney or a team of attorneys, and that's what you get with CCWSAFE at an extremely reasonable cost. And now we have monthly rates that down to $12 a month, and that gives you up to a $250,000 bond, $129 a year. Just pay it by the year, save some money. The link is below. I'll put that down below. You want this card next to your license to carry. They go hand in hand. You carry your gun all the time, you keep yourself safe, you keep your family safe, you keep society safe, you're level-headed, you know your surroundings. Okay? Look at your surroundings when you're getting gas, when you're driving around, when you're at a red light. Look at your surroundings and don't just be like, duh, my phone. Yeah, like I see people, they're on there. I walked up to a restaurant, there was a 45-minute wait, so I'm sitting there waiting with my family. And I'm telling you, there was like 60 people waiting to get in the restaurant. Of the 60, I would say 58 of them were this. Sit. And I looked at them and I thought to myself, what kind of a scene is this? I mean, these people are just, they're logged into their phone, their Facebook, or whatever they're doing. They're like brain dead to society, to what's going on around them. All of them. So be aware of your surroundings. Okay, CCWSAFE. The link is below to join. For $179 a year, you can even increase that bond up to $1 million. So look at all the different. We have family plans now, and all these different plans available. And CCWSAFE, when you do the side-by-side comparison to other contract companies that do this, it's not even close. It's not even close, and it's all on their website. So please sign up. Put this card next to your license, and I know of a lot of people who unfortunately are using their services, but thank God they have their services and that they are alive. All right, oh, and this double tap is here because people always ask when I show a gun or something, well, what's the best ammo for self-defense? I pretty much, with all the shooting I've been doing lately, and this is not just now, this is going back for the last 15 years, way before I started my channel, way before. I've always been a double tap guy. And for self-defense now, they've really upped the game. Ted Nugent's whole entire line is now with double tap, and I'll be doing a separate video on double tap. So for personal self-defense, hey, this stuff's a buck around. It's not cheap. I'm not saying it's cheap, but you should hardly ever have to use it, hopefully, right? Shoot it, make sure it cycles through your gun, and then carry it in your weapon, in your spare mags, for self-defense, and hope you never need it. But double tap is what I recommend, and we'll do a separate video on why. And I even plan on flying out to their factory and proving it with gel tests and things like that. Okay, let me know what you think of what the sheriff said. Let me know if you carry your gun every day. Let me know if you're going to get your license. Or let everyone else know, actually. Let's talk about this. Are we really at war? That's what the sheriff says. And I kind of agree that society is certainly not what it used to be, and I think it's a dangerous place. I love life. I'm not a nervous Nelly, but I want us all to be safe, and I want all of your families to be safe. And let's just all live life in harmony and keep God in our life, and we'll be fine. But please, arm yourselves now. My name is Tom. Please subscribe, thumb up the video. Until next time, take care.